Okay, so this is group seven. The degree we chose is business administration degree, and this is our marketing plan. So starting off, we're going to have customer segments. Um, the four that we really took away from this was we've got future and current general business owners. The general business degree in admin is kind of what it's called, covers a wide variety of topics, kind of like introduces you to all of the different varieties of business and different paths you can go on. It's also helpful to managerial positions and human resource in kind of the corporate world. Classes like management really give you a structure and a feel for what a career in the corporate world looks like. And then kind of the last fourth one, we have future slash current restaurateurs. I think for people who are looking to start a restaurant, I think this general business administration degree, because it covers so many things that you need to have when you're running a restaurant, I think it's great for that. And then just kind of our summary statement, it offers a full support of any kind of future or current entrepreneur, especially as the job market gets more competitive. So we're going to go on to our SWOT.
So our strengths with our analysis that we found is like diverse employment opportunities. Like you said earlier, you can go work in a restaurant, go employ people there. You can go work in like a sales and office job. You can go like like manage your employees there in factories or whatever, like whatever you want to do. And strong communication and analytical focus, because if you're going to be managing people, you'll learn how to communicate properly and how to focus really on like on your topics on your employees. And it's pretty flexible. You can go like online position like through Zoom, text, like show up. You can do both. You can do online and show up in person to the office to help your team. And it's good for entrepreneurs because they need someone like to like manage their money, manage their team since they're funding the company. And the student support services, I mean, it's a general business degree. There's a lot of people to help you out. Like you have other like internship opportunities, you have a lot of scholarships, and and so be it. And so, but there are weaknesses to this one, like with here, Delta State, higher competition from other schools, like Ole Miss, Mississippi State. They're bigger than us, and like Memphis, for example. Like we have a good business program, but bigger schools will look better. But I think a smaller school would be look better. And location limitations. Some people like big schools might have like, oh, you're closer to the big city, you might have more jobs here, and they might have bigger business opportunities from like bigger companies to take their people. The possible lack of specialization, like if they want to major in something like specific, like I want to major in like like factory or something to do with like blue collar like administration, or they want to like white collar administration. It's just something that they can like go to. And the opportunities here, leadership, business development skills. You will learn how to properly administrate your team, like I said earlier. And with all these businesses, you can go find a job right out of college, and hopefully someone needs a leadership position and find something you really enjoy. And then with the growing of technology, and since we learned how to run Zoom through COVID years, you could work at a job halfway across the country. They may fly you out once a month, but you can mostly do everything through Zoom, email, text messages, and teamwork and communication focus. You just need to manage your team properly, and proper communication with any team can make everything go far. But but the threats with this, like I said earlier, competition from large universities, they can have greater connections than a smaller school or even a new school. With we're tied to this school tied to FedEx, this tied like the school like some big like national paper company, then like bigger schools and like smaller schools won't have anything. And like some schools like historical, they are known to have way more history with this degree than some schools to start up like a new degree, and they're not known for it. And the one big threat with most of these jobs now is automation and AI. Some people just like want to run through like I'm having a problem with this branch, this company, and they just run through AI or like something like automation, like we don't need your job position anymore. It's being replaced by something computer.
Okay. And then kind of coming off the SWOT for our segment needs and benefits. Like I said, this is kind of just a repetition of what we know, like kind of like narrowing it down from our first slide. Like I said, our business owners, key takeaway, business administration degree gives you skills to run and grow a business. Managers, big takeaway I think you'd get from a business administration degree would be leadership and decision making. And then HR personnel, recruitment and compliance skills. I think that would be the big takeaway, big thing that you'd be able to walk away with from a business administration degree at Delta State. And then restaurateurs, operations and financial skills. And I would say specifically for those, like we mentioned in the first slide, you have some classes like accounting and business finance that would be very crucial to managing your restaurant. And then going kind of to our summary on the end here for our marketing plan, we have objectives and issues. And I would say our main objectives of this degree would be to increase enrollment by 6% annually. I think that's a pretty fair number and a fair goal, something that's achievable. Boost awareness by 20%. Again, that is just in general, whether it's online, in person, making phone calls, encouraging people to fill out the application. Increase digital engagement by 30%. Everything's a lot very digital. Social media is huge. If you don't have a social media presence as a university, that kind of generates a welcoming presence or experience for students to see online. Definitely missing out. Grow transfer enrollment by 10%. As a transfer student, I can say this is huge, especially when you get halfway through and you feel like you need to get out, switch it up. Growing that by 10% can be huge to constantly bring in a new cycle of students. And then establish 3 new partnerships. That would just be in general for internships, whether it's a local company in the Delta or a bigger one offering students jobs or experience. That would be huge. Issues, strong competition, like we said. Not only do you have JUCO colleges, you have bigger schools. I mean, just in our state, we have 3: Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Southern Miss that just bring in more students and are on a bigger scale than Delta State is. Low regional awareness. I know in the area that Delta State's located, it can be kind of tough. A lot of people kind of feel trapped in that area and may try to be escaping the Delta area, so that can be an issue. Limited marketing budget, like I said, don't have the resources of some of the bigger D1 schools. And then perception of larger schools. A lot of people think larger is better. And so the desire to go to a bigger school is going to always be an issue among new students. And then declining regional population. Cleveland has actually done pretty well, largely thanks to, in my opinion, Delta State. But like I said, the Delta is not an area that is increasing in population as most metros are in Mississippi. And then positioning. I think our pitch for this would be the most affordable personalized business degree in Mississippi. And I think kind of a summary that would I think that's kind of what's going to catch a student's eye that may be interested in enrolling. And then I think a good summary statement of faculty mentoring, hands-on learning, and lower tuition compared to larger universities, as well as a competitively priced online program. This combination creates high value, accessible business education for students seeking individualized attention and career preparations while at an affordable price point. Um, I think the online program option and the affordability is huge. Things just get more expensive, so I think that's a huge selling point to attract both transfer and new students. And then lastly, our marketing communication strategy. So I would say we really want to try to target high school and community college outreach. A lot of people go to community college for 2 years and then transfer to a bigger school. So there's a huge opportunity for there and transfers. Like I said, digital ads, huge, can be all sorts of form, relatively inexpensive. Just get your name out and let it be appearing in people's feeds. Local partnership and events, like we said, this can be through internships to the school or business or just general partnerships. Maybe bringing a restaurant on campus to serve in an event, just stuff like that. Marketing videos, those can be a variety of anything. I think the school already employs some, so those can just be talking with staff, faculty, students discussing their experience on campus. That goes a long way. Obviously, email and text campaigns. I would even throw calling in here, especially if you get somebody's number from an application. Following up is huge to get people to really make that final decision. And then obviously campus ambassadors, huge part. Need campus ambassadors, especially going to even going to high schools and community colleges. That's a huge market there. All right, and that was our presentation.
Are we good?